Justin, bringing you another DGR draft. Taking a look at our first pack, I think the pick here is pretty easy. We have Tajik, which is definitely what we're gonna be taking. Doing this, the rest of the cards we're sending include Carnage, Gladiator, Tithe Drinker. Those will be the most obvious choices to the person on our left. So that's gonna put them either in Rakdos or Warzov, which is not a color combination. I mean, both of them share a color combination with Tajik, but it's not going to put them immediately in Boros. So I think this is definitely the most appropriate pick here. And this one is going to be a little bit trickier because there's a lot of good Boros cards in here. The best card in the pack is probably Ascended Law Mage or Blaze Commando, but I think we're going to be taking Viashino First Blade here. Is it better than Rubblebelt Maka? Or do I want to take Blaze Commando? I think I'm going to take the First Blade here. I think that the difference in casting costs it makes this a little better. So let's go ahead and run with that. So there's nothing really for us here. The best card in the pack is probably Flux Charger. I think we're probably going to be taking that. We could take Weapon Surge, but I think it's a little too early for that. I think that we can see it. We'll see it wheel. I mean, we could end up in some sort of USA color deck. And following that line, I don't see anything in here I really like. I think we might be getting cut out of our colors here a little bit, which is not too big of a deal. It just means we're going to be more likely to be 3-color. Jellin Sphinx is a good card, but is it too early to take Gilgates? Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Sphinx here. Here's another easy First Blade. And we'll take Riot Piker here because 2-drops are important. We'll go ahead and take a Clue Stone here. Morgbrist is a playable card, but it's not what we want to be doing. So right now we're looking at a deck that's going to have a nice aggressive beginning of the game, but we also want to have a decent late game too. I'm a little worried by the fact that we have no removal, but right now every one of our picks is a creature except for a Clue Stone. Protect and Serve can be a fine card. I mean, it's either that or cut Armored Wolf Rider. I think I'll take this. And that's a pretty late Steeple Rock, which we'll go ahead and take here. So we have kind of interesting beginnings to a deck here. Boros Mastiff or Blaze Commando. We're not a super fast deck. We've already proven that. And we already have some synergy that we're trying to do with Flux Charger, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Blaze Commando over the 2-drop there. I don't know if that's right. We'll go ahead and take the Clue Stone here, just to give us a little more option. These first plays are kind of at odds with what the upper end of our deck is trying to do. But as long as the Boros cards in the second pack are good, I think we'll see some good cards in the second pack. I think we cut Boros really pretty hard, other than the Blaze Commando, which got passed. So that leads me to believe that no one in that area is particularly caring about it. Um, Nothing here is really that great. We'll go ahead and cut the Maze Abomination. I'll go ahead and take Mind Static here. I find that it's not completely unplayable. Plus, it has some synergy with Blaze Commando. Not as much with Flux Charger, since you'll tend to be using them on their turn. But these are not exactly the kind of counter spells you really want to be using. Well, this is a really good pack for Gruul. For us, maybe not as much. We have a lot of 3-drops. We're low on 2-drops. I think Skin Brand will wheel, though. I'm going to go ahead and take a Salt Griffin here. I don't think we're as concerned. We're more with what battalion we have. We're concerned that our battalion creatures survive, which means we want them to have a little bit of survivability to them. So we're still light on we're heavy on creatures. We're all but committed to being 3 colors at this point. I am looking at Mind Eye Drake, and I'm looking at Rapid Hybridization, and I think I'm going to pick Rapid Hybridization here because it has good synergy with what we're trying to do with those instant cards. Debtor's Pulpit is good, decent removal, but let's see. I'm also looking at Pit Fight. Pit Fight's removal too, but none of our creatures are real Pit Fight masters. Blaze Commandos. That's about it. That's probably the only one that can survive any decent kind of Pit Fight. But with that being said, we're really high on 5-drops already. I'm gonna take the Pit Fight. And it's late Orzhov Charm. So we're getting kind of hosed now on our plan for having a real good second pack. We'll take Court Street Denizen here. Plus we have no kind of okay, there's a Daring Skyjack. That's a decent pickup. Massive Raid is removal, even if it's not great removal. We'll go ahead and take this. Yeah, and Skin Brand Goblin came back, so that's good. So we have a decent opening where we can hopefully take them down a little bit, and then we're gonna kind of stall out in the middle game, and then we should have a pretty good late game again. That's the plan anyway. We're really gonna be hoping to pick up some Izzet and Azorius Guildgates in that last pack, though, since we didn't see any in this pack. We'll go ahead and pick another Skin Brand Goblin here. We'll take Ember Beast here. So we're starting to shape up a little better now. There's nothing particularly. We'll cut Psychic Strike, and we'll take that for this for the sideboard. We'll cut. This is much more likely to be played. Well, it'd be nice if we opened an Asperia or a Niv Mizzet. No, but there are a lot of good cards in this pack for red. And we might even wheel some of them. I think we're going to take the Annihilating Fire here. Because we're already pretty good on creatures. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bloodfray Giant and Splatterthug are two of the best red creatures in RTR, but we just need more removal. And we could take Hover Barrier here, but I'm going to take the Guildgate. I'm not going to go for the second Guildgate. I'm going to take the Splatterthug here. Because that's not something I can pass up. Keening Apparition's a fine 2-drop here. I didn't want to take the new Prob Guild Mage. Maybe should have, but it's starting to look like any kind of blue we have is going to be a splash at best. So we'll take the Sunspire Griffin here. Let's hide that. Yeah, I mean, maybe Flux Charger and Jalen Sphinx are the only cards that we play that are in blue. I'd still probably play the Protect part of Protect and Serve. And we have to make one cut right now. Right now, it's looking like probably Pit Fight, just because our creatures don't survive it. Well, I mean, we have Ember Beast now. I mean, if not that, then it's probably Riot Piker. Even though it's a 2-drop. That's too bad. We have Chainwalker versus Izzet Guildgate. I think we're going to take the Chainwalker here. I actually think I'm going to take the Dispel here. I mean, Pursuit Fly is a fine card, but you're just opening yourself up to some 2-for-1s. And we already have a fair amount of flying creatures, so that's not really a problem. I like running one Dispel in the main. It kind of cancels out any kind of tricks they try and pull on you, which is nice. I'll go ahead and take Essence Backlash here. Instinct for the sideboard. Just hoping to have one or more of those Guildgates come back. I could see running Dynacharge, but I'm going to take Sundering Growth for the sideboard. I mean, we've turned into a really aggressive deck. And we might just be cutting the blue entirely. We have 21 if we get rid of all the blue. I mean, these are all the potential playables for the most part right here. Yeah, now I'll take the Dynacharge. Yeah, we're gonna cut the blue. Let's see how good a truly aggressive Boros deck does in this format. We can probably get away with playing 16 lands as well. That's a maybe. So this is 21, 22. That's not very good. So let's look at it with the blue then. I like Flux Charger. I like Jellin Sphinx. I like Hybridization. I like Dispel. And I like Essence Backlash too. So using those, Trader's Instinct goes back to the sideboard. Meet Me Pit Fight goes just because our creatures are so weak. Riot Piker goes. $2.92 cost. And Steeple Rock too, maybe. And then we're gonna have to put in the Azorius Cluestone, which means one more cut. Probably Essence Backlash. So what does that give us? Actually, Dynacharge would probably go. Not been too impressed with that card. I'd rather have another 2-drop. Oh, that's not a very good 2-drop though. Actually, I'd probably rather have Steeple Rock. Brings our average cost a little better too. So how many cards do we have that actually flip Flux Charger? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that many. So Dynacharge can come back in for probably take out the Dispel. And let's bring Trader's Instinct for Steeple Rock. 2. That way we're only running 3 true blue colors, and we can make better use of Flux Charger. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards now that could make use of his switching, which is good. Let's see what it wants for lands. 2 islands, 6 plains. Let's raise that to 3 islands. So we'd have 4 total. I'm fine with that. The one thing I'm a little worried about is that we have this 1 double white cost on Sunspire Griffin, and our plains count's a little bit low, but it should be fine. Yeah, see, this is what I mean when I say that the decks in this draft format are either hit or miss because you're so dependent. If you don't end up in how would I put this into words? So what happened to us is we basically drafted Boros in the first pack, not knowing if we were even going to see any Boros cards at all in the second pack, and we didn't. So basically, you're drafting this first pack, this Dragon's Maze pack, which is going to put you in a set of colors, and you might not know if you're even going to see any of those like good cards for the rest of those two packs because you're only left with one pack with the Gate Crash and one pack with Dragon's Maze. Anyway, that's my small little rant about how the hit or miss it's been. So, although I do think that I've done decently enough with let's see. Yeah, I've done maybe 8 drafts so far with Dragon's Maze, and I've won 4 of them. So, well, let's go ahead. That's it for now. See you in the matches.